Here we go. So I managed to get the helmet together, but it was really like lopsided. So what I've done is I've just covered the whole top in a layer of foam clay to round it off a bit more, because I messed up somewhere with the template. But as you saw in my other one, I had all these horrible nasty seams where it didn't quite glue together properly. So what I'm doing is I'm going around with more foam clay, and I'm just filling in all the gaps. It may look messy for now, but trust me, once it's all dried and I've given it a sand down and a rub down, it'll all be smooth. I'm not worried about what it looks like at the moment. It's going to be the finishing product. So it looks absolute garbage right now, but honestly, once I've sanded it all down, you won't even be able to tell there's stuff on there. But all I'm doing is I'm literally getting some foam clay. So I've just got a tub of foam clay that I got off of Temu. So what you're going to do is you have to wet the surface. So I've got a little pot of water here. So you're going to wet the surface so that the foam clay adheres to it. All right. And then I'm just going to make sure you got wet fingers, or else this is all going to stick to your hands. So I'm just like literally just plying it out, just to make like a kind of line. You won't be able to roll this like plasticine once it's wet. But then all I'm doing is I'm just getting the seam and I'm just popping it on the seam. See, I need to wet my fingers, they're not wet enough. Pushing it right down in the crack. Now you can use other things. You don't have to use foam clay. You can use like cork. But because it's a helmet and it's going to be on and off my head quite a bit, I've got a fat head, so I'm going to need that bit of stretch. So I'm literally just pushing it down into the cracks. I'm trying to keep it as close to the seam as I can, but it doesn't matter if I go over. Like I said, I'm going to be sanding it all down anyway. My main thing is just to cover the seams, really. That's my main concern. The rest is for future John to worry about. So I'm literally just around in circles, just rubbing it down, get my fingers wet in the pot, and I'm just smoothing it all out with my hands. Just making sure that seam is filled. The smoother I can get it now, the less sanding I'm going to have to do later on. So make sure you get it as smooth as you possibly can. See? Easy as that. Seam is gone. Alright, and again, you can see the seam here all the way down, so I'm just wet those fingers, and I'm just pulling it down the seam line to make sure it all gets in there, and then I'm just using my fingers and just pushing it into the hole, and then from there I'm just going around and just pushing it all around to get that coverage. Wet my fingers. Anyway, like I said, I'm not worried about what it looks like now, but there you go. You can see it's smooth now. All right, instead of like these bits here, there I've got smooth seam line. It'll be even smoother once I've sanded it, obviously. And like I said, I'm not worried about what it looks like now, because I'm literally going to go over this once it's all dried. It'll probably take about 24 hours. I'll leave it for a day just to make sure it's dry. And then just sand it over once that's all done. There it is. So as I said, it doesn't look pretty, but all those seams are gone. Just a smooth helmet now. So I'm gonna wait for that to dry and do the visor across the front to kind of pull all this together. The other main reason as well that I'm using foam clay as well, because obviously I've done such a big amount on the top here, as I said, because it was literally like this side was like lumped up and then this side was sloped down, so I look like Brainiac. But I've rounded it off nicely now, so that's nice round dome. But it also gives support. It also gives support as well over the top here, so I'm not really worried about it all coming apart, especially like inside these seams. You know, if you look inside, you see where all the seams and all the splits are. But with the foam clay down inside the cracks, acting as another type of adhesive in there, I don't have to worry about it falling apart when I'm putting the helmet on. There you guys, so front visor bit's done. So basically, it's going to sit right on the front like that. As you can see, it's starting to take shape as Cravex's helmet already. So that go on there, that go to there, like that. And I've got mesh that I'm going to do on the eyes now, because I want to get that done before I glue this down into place, because the vent bits go past the opening to the visor. So you can see there's like a bit of a lip there, and I want to do the mesh all the way to the back of there to get it in place. There it is. So that's the visor done. So as you can see, I've got quite a lot of view through it. A lot more than my chainsaw man, I can assure you that much. So once I'm through there, I'll be able to see absolutely fine my surroundings, you know. Just in case of getting it on there. What I used for the visor is actually just some material I cut off one of the garden benches that we had, the little lounge thing. It was broken, so I just literally cut all of this backing off of it, and it serves as amazing mesh for my props. So, you know, recycle and all that stuff. I can't wait to get it all on the front of this here. So, but sadly I can't do that now until this foam clay dries, so I've got to leave that for at least a day. And there we go. That's kind of how it's going to look. Like this. I can't see if it's centralized or not. Obviously I'm going to make sure it's centralized when I make it, but yeah, I've got 100% visibility. With the cracks I can see absolutely everything. But not bad for my first helmet attempt, right? Oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait to build this thing. This is going to be so cool. So yeah, I hope my little tutorial bits help. As I said, there's quite a bit done today. So we've got the foam clay covered. We've got the visor done. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the progress so far. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.